we do here is go back.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much, guys, as you guys seen on the last video, we ended up installing the Willwood brake setup. We got new rotors, everything matched up perfectly, and we had plenty of clearance on the wheels, so that way they have full clearance on the M7s. So just today I went and stopped by the P.O Box, and I seen that I had two packages that I was waiting for. Unfortunately, I put it to the wrong address. I put it to my P.O Box instead of the mailbox here. So if you guys didn't know, yes, I do have a P.O Box, and if anybody wants to send anything, the link is, or I guess you could say the address is down in the description. But pretty much, guys, also wanted to say huge thank you to everybody that showed nothing but love on the last video in regards to the dog. I've gotten a lot of messages on Instagram and a lot of messages on Facebook, and I just want to say huge thank you to everybody. He is doing a little bit better day by day, and that's all we can hope for. But pretty much, guys, let's go ahead and see what we got in these packages, and hopefully we can get some work done today on the EK all-wheel drive sedan. I know what this is. Alright, guys, so first package is actually from G Development. Man, if you guys already know, you guys already know. This guy produces the best titanium hardware around. So this was the hardware that I was waiting for. A lot of this is for the alternator, miscellaneous bolts here and there for sensors, and pretty much I needed this to be able to install the AC setup and also the alternator. So we got the hardware right here along with bolts and everything else that we needed. These were specific measurements that I needed. These are the same ones too, for, I believe this is for the alternator, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe the other one is for the AC compressor. Sorry, I had a blah moment. So we do got the hardware here. Again, if any of you guys are looking for anything like that, titanium, hit up G Development. His prices are really good, and my wife will probably kill me if she knew how much money I spent. But yeah, we'll keep that out of the question. So let's go ahead and get to package number 2. So here is basically the so-called red label. These are the gaskets that I needed for the valve cover, so that I can tighten everything down and lock in the valve cover into its place. So that was pretty much what we got in the mail. There's still more parts that should set to arrive. So pretty much, guys, let's just go ahead and get to installing these parts. Alrighty, guys, so pretty much alternator is just mocked up in place with this bolt here, and then there's a bolt down here that I'm going to end up replacing with titanium. I'm just going to order it. You can see it right there. So I got to replace that. I still got to put the other bolts here for the titanium ones. I ordered those already. So these are the ones I'm going to order now to make sure that I get those on time. There's other bolts that I need to order still. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and take a note of all that real quick, write it down, and then that way I can have it here in a couple of days from G Development. So pretty much what I wanted to do now is I am going to have to pretty much install the clutch master up here, and then that way we can can get all that pretty much in its place. But first I am going to go ahead and clean it, make sure that it's all clean and it looks like new again, because it's just been sitting around and you got some overspray on stuff. So alright guys, clutch master is installed. Now we're going to go ahead and put the slave cylinder in. This is an Exetti one. The other one took a crap on me, the original one, so hopefully this works. This should work, so yeah. Alrighty guys, so pretty much slave cylinder is in. It's fully tightened down with new GE development titanium hardware, and then also the slaves, or yeah, the master up here is installed. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is make up a mock-up line using filler rod here. I was kind of thinking about doing it in 2 pieces and connecting both of them here, and then the other one coming from here after I make the design. But I started thinking about it, and I don't want to do that way because at the end I may have a leak somewhere, and since it is brake fluid, it will eat paint, and I don't want it to eat any of that, any of the bay. So we're just gonna go ahead and make it out of 1 piece. I do have these fittings here, and so hopefully these will work. And tomorrow when we go to G&J, that way I can grab actual brake line for it and get it, because I do have some but I don't have enough, which is the reason why I was kind of contemplating on using 2 pieces. So I still have a couple pieces here, but unfortunately that's all I have at this moment. So we're just gonna go ahead and make a mock-up line, so I thought tomorrow we can have it ready and just pretty much bend it to the way it's supposed to be. Alrighty guys, so pretty much you can see the welder rod here, the filler rod here. So pretty much I had to do it with both hands, so I didn't record any of it, but you can see the way it's going to route. It follows the contour and then pretty much mounts into its location there. Once it's actually made out of the tubing, it's a lot easier to bend and kind of manipulate compared to this one. It's just really flimsy, so it's hard to keep its structure to it. So this is the way we're going to leave it now because it is shorter. So pretty much I'm just going to go ahead and like wrap it this way, make it all on the bottom of the shifter selector here, and then pretty much follow it and then try to get it to where it just mounts to the slave cylinder. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that right now. But what I want to do now, just to continue making things happen, I'm going to end up pulling this here off and modifying it. I got to kind of cut this piece off, and then I got to cut here, shorten it, so that way we get a lot more space for the heater hoses to run to the heater core, because I am running it back there. So I just want to go ahead and modify that now. Same thing Dana did on his, so let's go ahead and cut that, shorten it, and just continue making progress. Alrighty guys, so pretty much now it's all welded up, grinded down, so pretty much came out pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I did mess up a few times. I ended up burning through it, but I refixed it, adjusted my heat on my welder, and so I got it pretty much TIG welded and smoothed out. It's not gonna be perfect. Again, I haven't welded in, I don't know, it's been 8 months, 6 months or so ever since I burnt my hand. So yeah, so this is the way it's gonna be for now. I'm not gonna remove this nipple yet just because I don't know if I'm gonna end up utilizing it. And if not, then I'll just go ahead and cap it off and just weld it up. So I'm not worried about that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like now. If you guys remember, it was basically touching the wastegate already. So now hopefully we have the clearance, which we will. And I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can heat it up a little bit and bend it in so that it aims more towards the inside, towards the head of the block. Alright guys, so pretty much as you guys just finished seeing me install that pipe, this pipe actually runs to the thermostat housing down there. I think I already mentioned that, and I ended up putting this housing on just so that I can get a quick idea of how everything is pretty much lining up. I am going to have to go ahead and heat it here and then heat it down here to see if I can kind of just transition it downwards to try to give it any preventative measure that we can keep it away from any heat from the wastegate when we do two-step it or whatever it is. I just want to kind of take that precautionary measure, even though I am going to be adding that heat sleeving on it. I just want to take any precautionary measure that I possibly can so that way we don't burn through that hose in the future or any of that stuff, because again, I don't want to get stuck on the side of the freeway. I don't want to be left stranded, and I don't want to have to continue just having to look for a damn heater hose. Even though I might end up carrying extras with me, I just don't want to take that risk, you get what I'm saying? So rather be safe than sorry later on, so that's the reason why I'm doing that. There's still a little bit of modifications that I need to do to it. I'm not exactly sure yet, and that is actually this nipple here. I'm not sure if I actually need it or not, which I'm going to be reaching out to Dana Young Static and my homie Brandon to see if we need that, and if not, then I'm going to go ahead and chop that off and we'll go ahead and re-weld it at a later date. But pretty much guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to that hard line and refabricate the line and everything else for the clutch, because honestly it's just going to have to take another day, and it's going to push back content, and I would rather get this video out to you guys already, and that way you guys can at least see that there's progress being made on the car. Pretty much just to recap, what we did is we ended up installing the AC compressor along with the alternator, along with clutch master, the slave cylinder, and also modifying that housing onto the thermostat and make sure that we're good and pretty much ready to go once I can find the hoses that are going to route to the heater core. So on the next video we will get that line made, along with hopefully start being able to start fabricating the intercooler piping and start doing all of that to make sure everything aligns perfectly well now that the engine is in a set location. And that way we can actually go ahead and start making more progress and order a new radiator, fans, and so on and so forth, because I need to take all those measurements now so that I can make sure we're going to have a ton of clearance on the condenser for the AC from DC5 Creations. That actually specifies that you need 2 spout fans for it in order for the AC to get cold. And something else I really want to try to do is get a good spout fan for the radiator, just so that we can prevent any overheating or any of that stuff, because again, you guys seen Dana made it back and he was actually running a VW Sensorial radiator, and that's just something where I want to just do too. I just want to take that precautionary measure and be able to make it and drive it places without any overheating. So again guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, please smash the like button, and yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till next time guys.